Hi, my name's Ishmael, and today we're going to be going over how you make trays for your soil blocks so that you are making an environmentally friendly, plastic-free tray. So, what we are going to need is scissors to cut the plastic, a saw. In this case I'm going to be using a jigsaw to save time. I'm going to need screws. These are 20mm long screws, a stapler, some staples, some wood glue, that's to make joints in a corner and reinforce it a bit stronger, a pencil, a tape measure, a sheet of 4mm plywood, and some battens to make the framing. These are 18 by 34mm. So first up, we're going to be cutting the base to size. As I don't have a tripod, I'm going to just be doing snippets on this video and showing the processes. The base, I have decided with these soil block makers, the best size to make it will be 10 by 20 inches, which is approximately 25.5 centimeters by 51 centimeters. The reason being that when you take any one of these, they fit pretty neatly into that size tray at a standard multiple, and there will be hardly any wasted space. So let's go and cut some base trays and then we'll come back for the next part of the video. Right, so what I've done, cut these to length, so the inside here is 20 inches this way and 10 inches this way, and that's so that these trays fit perfectly. You've got 6 across here if the frame was square, and then you've got 2 across there, which I will show you once I've finished. So now we glue the corners. I like to glue and staple them because it will make it a lot stronger. So just standard PVA glue or wood glue. Glue up all the corners first before we stick it together. And once we've done this, then we staple the corners to hold it while the glue dries. Then we don't need a framing tool, and it will be a stronger finish than if you did just glue it. So square up the corners, get them all approximately in line. At this point it doesn't have to be perfect. Once you've got them all approximately, get one nice and perfect, and then staple, 2 staples, turn it over, and another 2 staples. I'm using 10mm by 3/8 staples. Those are the ones I've got, and they also fit nicely. They're also approximately the right ones for this job, but those just happen to be the ones I've got in the stapler at the moment rather than switching them out. Try not to break it as you turn it over. Now, the reason this fits together so well is because I've got a miter saw that I've used to make these cuts Just saves a little bit of time and gets a nice perfect finish. As you can see, that's already solid as it is. Right, so now making a base. Don't do what I did, which is cut the base 10 by 20, because that will just sit inside nicely and we won't be able to fix them to each other. So this time I've made a frame first. Put a frame on the base. Just draw around the outside of the frame, then we'll get a nice fit. Now that will allow us to fix them together because we're going to have to screw it from underneath. So then we'll cut this up and we'll continue after. Right, so now we've got the base cut, got the frame cut, just place them on top, grab some screws, make sure it's lined up. Now obviously I'm using power tools to save myself some time. I would say always do the corners first. To make sure it's all lined up before you go down one side and find out you've just unlined something. No real science behind this. Judging by how heavy I'm likely to have it, I think you'll probably get away with just having 3 screws down the one side and your corners on the other side. Let's check. Got a little bit of flex in that, so we will put screws in the end just to give it some extra strength. So there's the tray. Now what I'm using is some hay bags because we've got some guinea pigs. These are waste products, so rather than wasting them, we're going to line the wood with these hay bags, which will allow us to have a waterproof membrane for watering our soil blocks. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the plastic in just along the edges, because this will help to stop it sliding, although I'm going to staple it as well. It will help to stop it sliding and stop it slipping out of place while I'm while I'm stapling it, and 2, once we're finished, hopefully this will help to keep it in place. Some people will prefer using a paintbrush now and not your finger, but I don't actually own a paintbrush, so finger will have to do. So just spread it around the edge. You could do it over the whole lot, but I don't think it's necessary. I'll just try and get rid of the excess. Slip it inside. Stick it down. As you can see, it's helping to hold it in place, having the glue. So if you want, you can glue the whole thing. I don't think it's necessary. It may help in the long term, but I'm not sure whether it will make any difference, so I'm just going to do the edges. And then just whack 3 staples in, down there, couple across here, just to hog the corners in. And then we just cut off the excess plastic. So it doesn't get in our way while wherever we put this tray. We don't obviously want too much excess plastic. So we'll just cut that off. There you have it, one tray ready for our soil blocks.